This is Captain Obvious with a brutal, honest, yet fair review of Superman 2025. And should you watch it in theater or wait for it to become available for streaming? The movie is extremely fast paced. It will feel like you're watching a sequel instead of the first movie in James Gunn's DCU. It's kind of like Star Wars starting with episode 4, but in Superman 2025, majority of the characters are already established, so there is no origin story, no flashbacks of a baby in a spaceship crash landing to Earth, no flashback of Clark Kent in Kansas learning to use his superpowers and whatnot. So instead, we fast forward to Clark and Lois already in a relationship, and there's already the Justice Gang who we are all already supposed to know, which are basically all in the trailer, so it's not so much of a spoiler. So while watching the movie, I wasn't sure how to take all the fast forward information in and if it's better this way to start the DCU. Though perhaps if it was announced that this Superman movie is part 3 or 4, it would make sense, but then again, they can't really do that because they're not sure how well this movie will perform. The tone of the Superman character is very down to earth and emotional like in the trailer. So this is very different from the Christopher Reeves and Henry Cavill's take to portray a more composed and mature Superman. I was worried about Superman's costume because in the leaked photos, folds were showing and I thought it would just look ridiculous in the film. But don't worry, the costume looks completely fine, even with the red underpants. However, I think most may agree that the costume would look better without the red underpants. Without giving any spoilers, the plot became really interesting about after an hour into the movie, and it also opened up other possible storylines from the comics that I cannot mention. So the plot of the movie I did enjoy. That much I can say. However, there are parts of the movie that is really overused like in other superhero films with world-ending events. I really don't think it was necessary. It seems like every other superhero movie is just trying to outdo each other in different ways to end the world. All we really need are epic, clever fight scenes with interesting locations like Deadpool 2 at a dock and Captain America Civil War at an airport. Kill Bill probably had the best fight scenes with interesting locations. We need more action movies like Kill Bill. So, what is the obvious verdict? I give Superman an 8 out of 10 score. It was not terrible, but it was not super great either. And so, should you watch Superman in theaters? Well, if you don't want to accidentally see or read spoilers on what happened in the movie, then might as well watch it in theaters. And if you're a superhero movie fan, then you probably should watch it in theater. But if you don't really care about superhero movies or Superman in general, then wait for it to be available in streaming services.